Hello, my name is Lady Just. If I give you money to go and buy me a Range Rover and you return with a Toyota Corolla or Tico for the same amount, you have bought me a car, yes, but you have stolen from me. This is truth in politics. We were all here in 2016 when the NDC printed a nicely polished, shiny document that they called the Green Book. In that book, they had imagery of roads and highways that they had supposedly built. They had all of us believing that all the roads in Ghana had been built. Less than a year into the administration of Nana Addo, the very same NDC people began to complain about the bad roads throughout the country. I don't know about you, but I was scratching my head and wondering where all the shiny roads in that shiny green book went to. In fact, I was wondering if the roads had also grew wings and flown to Burkina Faso like the Confirmed did several years ago. Now, it is imagined that the roads were all a figment of their own imagination, although the monies they borrowed were not. As an example, this video was taken in 2019. It is the road leading to Hohoi that was in their so-called Green Book as having been built. Specialized in stealing money using their buzzword infrastructure as a cover. I don't have the number of roads specifically they supposedly built that turned out not to exist, but today I'll show you 2 interchanges that they actually built. But when I show you the amount of money they spent on these interchanges, you will marvel and clap for them. First, do you remember the Kwame Nkrumah Circle interchange that President Mahama called Dubai, his loving Dubai? Well, here it is. This one was really good. I have to give it to him. It's an elaborate interchange with roughly 3.4 kilometers of elevated dual carriage road. Here it is. To take a very good look at this. Originally, this so-called Dubai was supposed to cost 74.88 million euros, which is roughly $100 million based on exchange rates at the time of €1 to $1.30. Notice that the actual budget cost is blank, so we went to the Ministry of Roads to verify the final cost of Kwame Nkrumah Circle interchange, aka Dubai. Do you know how much this interchange eventually cost you and I? It cost us a whopping $270 million. Let me repeat, $270 million. But why are we surprised? Just placing London lights at the Kumasi airport, he charged us 29 million for that. And by the way, for a project like this, you would think it would be open to competitive bidding so that we would receive the best value for our money, right? Nope. It was sole sourced, which means one company and one company alone told us how much they would build it for, and we gave them the money to build it. That is why they can present a low amount as the project cost. Then after the agreements have been signed and the contract has been awarded, there's something called cost overruns. And in Mahama's world, in this case, the Dubai, the cost overrun was 170 million, making the whole cost of the interchange $270 million. I want you to remember this because I will return to this shortly. Dubai was sole sourced to Queiroz Galvão, a Brazilian company, the same company that also received the Kaswa interchange, also on a sole sourcing basis. The NDC built the Kaswa interchange. Let me show you what drawing they used to borrow the money for that interchange. But in the end, this is what they built. Look. Here is Mahama's own words. He says the central interchange served the commuting traffic going from Accra to Central Region and those crossing from Nyenyano to Bojiase. But there are two other bridges that serve the local people who want to cross over from the southern part of the city to the northern part. Notice that none of the other portions was completed, none. And yet, they took a whopping 170 million for this. 170 million and they still didn't complete it. Can you imagine? So when the NDC brags about their infrastructure record, there it is. Those two major interchanges is at a cost of 440 million. Now let's look at the NPP's record on building interchanges. First, let's look at the Tema motorway interchange. To know how much this one cost? This complex interchange along with 4 footbridges cost $55.6 million. Yes, look at it. Tema motorway interchange, $55.6 million. Kaswa incomplete interchange, $170 million. Tema motorway interchange was open to a competitive bidding process where multiple companies present their proposal. Then a team of experts looks at every aspect of their proposals and selects the best among them. Next is Pokuase interchange. This one will be 4 levels, which is only the second on the entire continent of Africa, with the only other one in South Africa. This is what it would look like when completed. And we are told it's 72% complete. But thus far, what has been completed looks very closely like the planned drawings. How much it cost? $59 million. Just $59 million. That's right. 59 million for 4 levels and as much as 10 kilometers overall elevated dual carriage roads. We will return to these in a minute. The Pokuase interchange was also open to competitive bidding process where multiple companies presented their proposal. Then a team of experts looks at every aspect of their proposals and selects the best among them. Then there's Obechebi-Lamte Circle Interchange. When the two phases are completed, this interchange will have 2 levels of dual carriage roads directly intersecting each other with a runabout at the bottom, thus making it a 3-level interchange. This one is a complicated one, and it will cost 133 million when completed. The Obechebi-Lamte Circle Interchange was also open to competitive bidding process where multiple companies present their proposal. Then a team of experts looks at every aspect of their proposals and select the best among them. Then lastly, the Tamale Interchange. This is the only sole source among the 4 MPP interchanges because the Chinese brought in their own money to build it. So that's understandable. Remember that the other 3, Tema Motorway, Pokuase, and Obechebi-Lamte interchanges were all open to competitive bidding. When completed, the Tamale interchange will cost just $35 million, and it would look like this. So let us recap. The NDC, the so-called infrastructure government, built 2 major interchanges, one complete, which is the so-called Dubai, and the other woefully incomplete in Kaswa. And the price tag for these 2, just these 2, is, drum roll, $440 million, almost $500 million. In contrast, the NPP will build 4 major interchanges, more complicated: the Tema Motorway, Pokuase, Obechebi-Lamte, and Tamale interchanges, and all 4 major interchanges will cost only $283 million. Notice that the amount of money, $270 million, that Mahama used to build the Dubai interchange alone is almost the same as Nana Addo used to build not 1, not 2, but 4 interchanges, which amounted to $283 million. Let me show you. Tema Motorway, $55.6 million. Pokuase, $59 million. Obechebi-Lamte, $133 million. Tamale, $35 million. And all for a total of $283 million, which is just $13 million more, or almost the same as what Mahama used to build just the Dubai interchange. There's a clear difference in accountability and value for money between the 2 governments of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and that of Dramani Mahama. With Nana Addo, Ghanaians gave him money to go buy us 4 Range Rovers, and he returned with 4 quality Range Rover vehicles, I'll say custom made, especially for us, at a reasonable price. And with John Mahama, he brought us 1 Toyota Corolla and a Daewoo Tico, and took more money than Nana Addo used to purchase 4 Range Rovers custom made for us. So next time Mahama and the NDC come to you and brag about their infrastructure record, I want you to look them in the eye and ask them one question. Where is our balance? Be sure to like our social media pages and subscribe to our YouTube pages. And if you have information for us, please send it to truthinpoliticsg8@gmail.com. My name is Lady Just, and this has been Truth in Politics.